Hey Whiskey Fancies, I'm Chris.
And I'm Kara. Chris, what do we have today?
Friends with benefits. Sample size. Size doesn't matter.
What is today's sample?
It is Barrell Seagrass, 16 year.
Who is the sample from today?
Independent Joe.
Shout out to Independent Joe.
Look who's got the gland. Who won between me and you?
I forgot about that.
Independent Joe did win, but I got second place. So, here, if you're not first place, you get a participation trophy.
This is a Canadian rye coming in at 65.41. Can you tell us a little bit about what makes Seagrass special, this rye?
I can't, but I wrote it on a post-it because I know I cannot remember all this. So, my post-it here. I came prepared. Martinique rum, but it's not your regular rum. It's R-H-U-M. It's special.
I think that's
with an
just
H.
how it's spelled.
It's Madeira casks and also apricot brandy.
Ooh, I can't
remember all those words. Beats me.
I like the thought of apricot brandy.
Yes, okay.
Nice.
We have the barrel version of
Amaranda.
Okay, it has pear brandy. I think it does have apricot brandy as well in it. Yeah. This is different than the bourbon. A regular just Barrell Seagrass version of it that's $80.
Lower proof,
less age statement, all that kind of stuff. And there's also this cool one for 16 years that in some places still has it for $200, but otherwise usually $230 to $250 if you don't know where to get it for $200, but that's usually the starting point range.
We've never had just to remind you and myself, we've never had the regular, the lower proof version of it.
We haven't.
We're starting at the top.
Gotta go from the top to the bottom. You don't ever start from the bottom to the top. Why would you do that?
I don't know, but you go to the nose, please.
Why does this?
It smells like a rye, and then a fruit salad got thrown at you.
Okay.
Do you get that?
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird. You know when you walk through some?
God, I can't wait.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Yes. I don't know why this has a memory. When you walk through some of those like Rite Aid or CVS or wherever you're regionally at, those chain pharmacies that are also like sort of just stores that have like snacks. So when you walk through the department that's got the samples for like the cologne and sprays, and you walk through like some grandma who's spraying white diamonds, and you walk through that, does it have a tinge on it for you?
I don't know what white diamonds smells like.
Go to a grocery store and sniff an old lady.
I don't think I'm gonna be doing that. But they
might not know. It's not like that, but there's something on it, and I think it's the high alcohol content instead of just like an ethanol. That's what reminds me.
Oh my god, that makes sense.
That's why I said there was a memory, not like this is what happens.
This is not what you do every day.
No.
Okay.
I'm glad we scratch and sniff grandmas.
I'm so glad we cleared that up.
I might have more felonies on my record.
100%.
And when I say more, I don't really have any.
Okay. So it's mellowing it out a little bit for me. Because when I first smelled it while you were rambling in the beginning, I made that weird face because it was strong rye and then pungent fruit just popped me on both sides of my face. And I was like,
fruit that I'm getting is more tropical. At
first I was getting more of a mustiness. I'm not getting that as much, so I think it's chilled out a little bit.
I can get the mustiness.
Like
it's kind of like you're like on Barbados with like some mangoes, and they have like a little bit of that. I don't know how Dorian gets to Barbados because that's not there, but
it flies.
That funkiness. Oh god.
Oh, interesting. It's very fruity and sweet, like rum, and then you get the rye on the finish. It's like, it's almost, I don't drink a lot of rum. Okay. But it feels like, I don't drink a lot of rum, but it feels like that's the predominant note in the front, and then it slowly evolves to rye at the end. Do you get that?
What I'm getting, and I usually 99.999 99% of the time with rum finished whiskeys, I get a Sharpie note. Don't know why.
That's different.
I think maybe because some of the rum casks that are used are the more funkier ones and not the ones that aren't.
Are you getting it right now?
Yeah. It doesn't drink as hot to me as this
Number
65.41, but it's got that funkiness, I think, on the rum that kind of overtakes all the other casks for me.
It tastes mostly like rum to me. What do you think?
It depends on what kind of rum. See, okay, I've never had this
Super
Martinique
sweet.
rum with an H. Would it be Arhum? Arhum?
I think that's just how it's spelled.
Arhum. It's a silent H.
This one specifically is for someone that loves a super sweet experience.
A tad bit of Sharpie.
Well, they
Or
might
dry
not
eraser.
get that. There's a dryness in the end, a little.
If they're used to rum,
Funky.
they wouldn't taste it.
They would
Yeah.
know what to expect. I would say
They would know it as something else.
This is
But I only get it as Sharpie.
so it's super sweet, and then and trying to acclimate to the sweetness, and then the proof starts to catch up in the end.
Yeah. And can I just say that the proof does not work well on eyeballs.
Oh, I'm probably sure that didn't feel good. You okay?
It's my eye red.
You're fine.
I aggressively shook it and stopped, and it just plopped out.
I don't know if I like this. It's intriguing to what it is.
I'm glad I tried it.
I'm glad I tried it.
I'm glad I tried it.
I don't know if it's the aggressive ramping up of the sweetness and the fall off of rye that it feels like it almost doesn't go together 100%. Is that just me, or is it just my experience I'm having?
I'm going to
over
be
here?
controversial.
I love it.
If this wasn't a Canadian rye, and say if somehow it's not possible, but you found a 16-year-old, because it's not possible,
Oh, I forgot this.
95 year MGP, which is not there. There's no barrels that exist like that. If it was used with that, how would that differ? Because the only way I say that's controversial is a lot of people talk shit about Canadian rye. We enjoyed some.
100%.
Absolutely. And I don't think there's going to be a disconnect between that. But I think because of the 95.5 rye, the older they get, we generally,
Sweeter?
the ones we've had a little bit sweeter and more bourbony.
I think this would be
That would it would be way too sweet.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have to put it
There
into
was no-
those certain casks.
Okay, so this is what's sad.
Oh, we're getting sad.
Okay, this is really good if you like super sweetness with a little spice. It feels like it's made for a cocktail. To add something else into it. Because it's so sweet for me.
A lot of people like this, and I think because we don't drink rum or do cocktails, maybe that's why we don't.
Maybe it's just not.
We like some weird shit,
but
this
ain't it.
when you add a dry eraser or a Sharpie to it.
Don't mind Sharpie. Journeyman's a little Sharpie.
Did you drink or chew on Sharpie as a child?
I may have sniffed a marker or two.
I think everybody has.
It's intriguing.
Yes.
If you like high proof, you like desserts and sweets and rum, specifically rum soaked cake, I think you would love this, right? I prefer my extra sugar sweetness in dessert rather than in my glass. But that's just me.
The only fruitiness that I can pull from it, because the Sharpie is so overwhelming for me, is more of like, when you have a baked peach pie.
Yes.
The peaches with the gravy, that's not really gravy, the juice that's kind of like cooked and like thick in like that sauce.
Yeah, thick sauce, sugar sauce.
That's the only fruit that I can pull out from it. It's like peaches.
Cooked peaches.
Cooked peaches. Without the crumble on top.
I get so much rum.
But that's the only thing that I can get past is finding that.
Agreed.
The rum is so overwhelming for me because I'm more sensitive to it, because I'm like, oh, that's way funky. But it's kind of overpowering for me to pull out more.
It's not for me, but it's for some people that love sweet pours.
I completely agree with that. Sweet pour with
A little funky.
Just dab a little funky in there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I got to try it though, because we've never tried any of them. I don't know why we just never did. It was just something where like sometimes you kind of try to go and chase after other things that was a one chance and one opportunity only kind of thing. And I think because here it's just kind of still available at Costco's, at some of our regular liquor stores, at just a regular place that you go to, we kind of tend to brush it aside, but maybe we shouldn't. I'm not saying the 16
Not
year,
specifically
but
this one.
yeah,
But
but you know, like the
other
lower
ones.
version, yes,
Yeah.
because it is a one and done unless it's a certain batch. If it ends
Right.
up being that successful, I kind of think that giving this opportunity to have other people that you're able to get samples from does open up a whole nother opportunity
So,
to buy stuff that you know that you want to get because you did like it,
Right.
and that's why you need some friends with benefits. Because
that's what I was gonna say.
I was going about a long goddamn.
That was I was waiting. That makes
Held my
sense.
breath on that one.
So you're saying that friends with benefits sample size is valuable.
It is super valuable.
Makes sense.
But if you really like the sample, that's the only time when size matters. Just saying.
100%. Well, thank goodness this is 2 ounces. So, what do you guys think of Barrell Seagrass, and especially this 16-year-old, high-proof version? Give us a comment below, and while you're down there, give us a thumbs up.
Or tickle off Francie.
And if you like what we're doing, subscribe to our channel, turn on those notifications, so you can join us in our next video.
I was going to say, the regular version, if you've tried it, does it have overwhelmingly rum, or
Or is it less?
is it less?
That'd be great to know.
Does the other spirits come out for the cast?
I would love to know.
I'd love to know.
Well, I sort of fancy this whiskey if it is my dessert for the night.
Sure.
All right. Cheers.